Wilson Isidowonobiase is my name. I want to bring you an encouragement from God to those of you that assume that God no longer cares about you because of the problems you'll be going through and because of how long it has stayed. I need you to understand that you are not the only person who have had this complaint. It is right there in the Bible. There are some characters of the scripture that I'll be bringing out who went through some form of delay. As a matter of fact, some form of long process delay. A lot of them grew hopeless, but still God was never hopeless. God still had them in mind, just as He also had you in mind. Let's go over to the book of John chapter 11, verse 21 and verse 32. John 11:21 says, Then said Martha unto Jesus, Lord, if thou hast been here, my brother had not died. Verse 32. Then when Mary was come where Jesus was, and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying unto him, Lord, if thou hast been here, my brother had not died. Now this is cited from the scenario of the death of Lazarus. You've heard about the story of Lazarus. Lazarus was the younger brother of Mary and Martha. Lazarus and Mary and Martha were friends of Jesus. According to some theologians, Mary was betrothed to Jesus before Jesus went for fasting to discover who he really is. Mary and Martha and Lazarus were very close friends of Jesus. They were families that worked very closely with Jesus. They were very close. And apart from being his disciples and his followers, these people were strongly committed into his welfare ministry. They were committed into his evangelical ministry. Jesus eats in their house. They were very close, but still something strange like the untimely death of Lazarus happened to such a people. Over time, people have said, when you are close to God, you're not supposed to have had some kind of temptation. Job was a perfect man. He was close to God. Still, he was allowed to be tempted. Abraham also was a friend of God. Still, he was under test for 25 good years, added to his 75 years of age. Several other people. Now, from the story we read just now, Mary and Martha, who were the siblings of Lazarus, came to Jesus and said to him, Lord, if you were here in time, our brother Lazarus would not have died. Martha came to Jesus first and told him that. Then Mary also followed. Say, if you were here in time, our brother Lazarus would not have died. So what they were saying ironically is that Jesus is late. And in other words, he came late. One thing with people who have this assumption is frustration. Whenever they get frustrated, they no longer need Jesus anymore. I heard from a certain man of God. There was a program he held some years ago, and then there was a woman who has crossed the stage of menopause. Before she entered into that stage, men were not coming forward for marriage. She prayed and have done all the things that she could, and men were not coming. So when she went to the program,